And then, alhamdulillah, all the teachers are here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the believers, أَطِيعُ اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُ الرَّسُولِ وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ, obey Allah and His Messenger, and أُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ, the people put in charge. So obviously, at the macro level, we have to obey all the laws in this country, respect the state that we're in, and I'm sure everyone will do that. But also, we have to respect the people in authority at the rihla, and inshallah, none of them would abuse their power. Like the Sahaba, one of the Sahaba was Amir of a group, and he told them to jump into the fire. And they said, we became Muslim to save ourselves from the fire. So when they got back, they told the Prophet ﷺ, and he said, "La ta'ati li makhluqin fi ma'asiyat al-khaliq." You don't obey creatures if it means disobeying the Creator. And that's a qaida in our tradition. So you should obey the people. If they ask you not to do something, don't get testy with them. If it seems unreasonable or something like that, maybe go to a superior about it, but don't argue. This isn't a place for argumentation. The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith, Imam Tirmidhi and others relate, مَا ضَلَّ قَوْمٌ بَعْدَ هُدًى كَانُوا عَلَيْهِ إِلَّا أُوتُوا الْجَدَلَ. People don't go astray after they were given guidance, except that what's replaced, argumentation is the replacement of the guidance. That's a sign that people are astray if they're arguing. And Imam Malik never argued. And if people started arguing in the masjid of the Prophet, he used to get up, shake his rida, his shawl, and say, Antum harb, you're war. And he would just walk away. Our religion is not a religion of argumentation. Ulama, it's makruh for ulama to debate. It was traditionally considered haram for common people to debate about religion. Because you can't, if you don't have knowledge, you shouldn't be discussing fine points of this, that, or the other. So don't argue. You can discuss things. That's important. I was looking at some really intelligent I thought they were from me. I was thinking, oh God. But some really good questions from the Aqidah class. So shows good. So you have a right to ask any question. You have a right to ask any question. Not all answers are satisfying. That's the nature of dunya. There's certain things we just, Allahu wa Rasuluhu a'lam. We don't know why a lot of things happen, but the general principles that we have in our religion give us guidance in any situation. And then the wisdom is determining what's the appropriate guidance for the appropriate situation, which is what our ulama call tahqiq al-manat. And inshallah, we'll talk about that. In fact, Imam al-Ghazali actually is the originator of that concept, which is a very important concept in usul al-fiqh. So I wanted to read, and then I'll just, in the book of Al-Fitan by Nu'aym ibn Hamad, that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that, was talking about when the fitan come. And we're living in a time of fitan. And if you don't believe that, I don't know where you are, on the North Pole or something like that. But he said, لا ينجو من شرها إلا من دعا كدعاء الغرق. That no one will be saved from this except those who call the prayer of a drowning man. And that really should be our prayer these days, because the planet is drowning. And if you're not aware of that, again, I don't know where you are. I heard somebody, I was in Istanbul yesterday, and I heard somebody in a table next to me was saying to the other person, oh, it was so amazing. We went out on the Bosphorus and there were all these incredible jellyfish. And that person probably doesn't know, but I actually read a book called Stung, which is about how jellyfish are taking over the ocean. It was one of the most disturbing books I've ever read, written by the leading expert on jellyfish who lives in New Zealand. But he said, لا ينجو من شرها إلا من دعا كدعاء الغرق أسعد أهلها كل تقي خفي إذا ظهر لم يعرف وإن جلس لم يفتقد وأشقى أهلها كل خطيب مصقع أو راكب موضع. He said the happiest people in those days would be pious people who kept their piety to themselves. If they show up somewhere, nobody knows them. If they sit somewhere, nobody's looking for them. And he said, and the worst people are the khatibs, the khatib misqa, which is a really powerful orator, because this is a time of demagoguery. And so you have orators that rile people up and get them stirred up and get them agitated in an agitated time. And then people traveling to some place. So, and he said that this fitna would be amya mudrima. It'd be like a blind, dark fitna. Tamuru mawr al-bahr. It'll be like waves of the ocean. لا يبقى بيت من العرب والعجم إلا ملأته ذلا وخوفا. There's no home of the Arabs or the non-Arabs except they're filled with this dhul and fear. تطيف بالشام وتغشى بالعراق. It'll be in Syria and it'll be in Iraq, covering Iraq. وتخبط بالجزيرة بيدها ورجلها, and it will have its hand and foot on the Arabian Peninsula. تعرك الأمة فيها عرك الأديم. The ummah will be pounded like the leather cloth that's used to grind mill, like the millstone cloth. يشتد فيها البلاء حتى ينكر فيها المعروف. The tribulations will be so great that the ma'ruf won't be known. ويعرف فيها المنكر, and the munkar will be what's known. لا يستطيع أحد أن يقول مه. No one will be able to say stop, silence. ولا لا يرقعونها من ناحية إلا تفتقت من ناحية. Nobody will sew up one part of it except another part will be ripped open. يصبح الرجل فيها مؤمنا ويمسي كافرا. People will go to sleep believers and wake up kafirs. ولا ينجو منها إلا من دعا كدعاء الغرق في البحر. And the only people that will be saved are people that call the call of somebody who's drowning.